Hello parents, I'm Mr. Howard Yu. I was a former MOE teacher and I was also a former PSLE Science marker. Today I have very interesting news to share with you regarding the PSLE Science marking. So I've published this book which helped many students in the past in their P5 and P6 science examinations. So I encourage your children to participate by purchasing this book. They can do self-revision or you can enroll them for my coaching in one academy. So as you have seen recently, there was a publication on the internet about the interview of this past PSLE Science Chief Invigilator or Chief Marker. And I'd like to highlight some of the findings from this news report by CNA. So you can see here, this is a very experienced science marker. And he was also a PSLE Science Chief Examiner for the last 5 years. And this is his track record. As you can see that he was interviewed by CNA and he described about these important traits of marker. They must have these characteristics. And his name is Mr. J. Mahadev. Mr. J. Mahadev, he was the Chief PSLE Science marker for the last 5 years. And he's also the principal of Northland Primary School. So you can find out the details from this link here, which I will put in my comment below. So that's Mr. J. Mahadev, and he has been teaching since 2003. I'm doing a brief comparison of his experience and mine. And I was also a former MOE teacher, having marked the PSLE open-ended for 3 years. And I've been teaching since 1998. So regarding this report, actually you can see on the internet, which I do a brief screen sharing of how you can get hold of this information, because there's a video recording over here. If you can see here, this is CNA Insider, and you can key in this title. And if you scroll down in the page, there's actually a very comprehensive interview of this former PSLE science marker. You click here, the video is actually quite interesting and you can go in and take a look. And today, I'd like to highlight to you the findings I've seen in this video. And I'd like to share with you what I have learned from here as parents and also as an educator. So there's also control measured for random checking in PSLE science marking. And this is also in the same report. And also, these are very important characteristics. In the past, I do mark the PSLE manually. It's easier for the eyes. But nowadays, the teachers are under great stress by looking at the screen. The on-screen time is quite strenuous. Imagine for 3 to 4 days of a continuous on-screen marking of the PSLE science paper, I believe as well as for other papers. So this is one of the comments I received from parents having bought the book, which I recommended earlier. It's suitable for both P5 and P6 students. And I promise parents that they can master these within 12 hours. Definitely it's not one sitting of 12 hours, but I highly recommend 12 sittings of 1 hour each, so they can have more effective learning. And this is another very encouraging remarks from another parent. You can screenshot and take a look at these comments, because due to the time constraint, I will not share here. And also, this is something which I like to elaborate, because from now to the PSLE science paper, we have about 24 weeks to work with. So I've designed this online training. It's on every Wednesday, counting from the 17th of April. We have 24 lessons. So this is very suitable for students who lack the time to travel and also lack the time to do 2 hours of homework or tuition every week, and also lack of time to do 90 minutes of tuition homework weekly. So this is what I have done. You can screenshot this timetable of the topics I will cover. Students can also pick and choose the topic they like to enjoy in my training. This is the first 12 lessons. The next 12 lessons is in the next slide. These are the next 12 lessons. So you have seen that actually I have meticulously picked this topic, and I've trained students in the past years to achieve very good results, especially improvement from AL5 to AL2 is possible for science. And also, for these 12 topics, if your child is able to come for the on-site class, this is also done on-site, but on-site is a 2-hour session in Beauty World Center. I will show you the timetable later, but do take note of this very good training, which I've trained students in the past to do extremely well. And why is that possible? Because you see nowadays, children, they are multimedia receptors. So besides the traditional form of coaching, I do integrate multimedia such as my YouTube channel, which you can see here. This is my YouTube channel. And in one of this recording, I actually showcase to parents how to answer precisely in PSLE. So you can actually go to my YouTube channel to listen about this question.
You can actually screenshot these questions being shown here. It says that Mary placed a pot of green plant and a dish of lime water in glass tank A and covered it with a piece of black paper. So
you can actually go to my YouTube channel, which I like to minimize the screen for you to take a closer look of my YouTube channel. It's One Academy Science, and there are more than 700 videos. And these are some of the interesting videos which I have shown parents, like the one I just mentioned, how to answer precisely in open-ended questions, and many others. So this is one way I can ensure parents that through my coaching, your child will be able to see improvement, especially if your child is having score like AL6, AL5, they will be able to see significant improvement after my training. So that is the confidence I have in giving your child the best training in the professional experience as a former PSLE Science open-ended question marker, and also my experience as a former science HOD in a Singapore International School, and also the science coordinator for Pei Hwa Presbyterian Primary School. So these are my credentials. And coming back to the training, so there are 24 lessons from the 17th of April onwards. So these are actually some other operators. You can actually screenshot to see these are the comparable standards to my coaching, also in the Bukit Timah area. And also this is a comparison of the fees, which I believe that One Academy offers the best rate if you have to compare apples with apples. So I'm very thankful for parents who commented that, hey, Mr. Yu, you should raise your tuition fees. Yeah. So I'm very thankful. So we have frozen our fees since 2019. And because of the rising operational costs, especially in the property rental, this year I made a slight increment of the fees. But do assure that your child is receiving the best compared with comparable competitors in the vicinity. So once again, this is my schedule. So as I mentioned, the P6 classes online is also done by me on Wednesday, 5:30 to 7 p.m. Online is a 90-minute session. And on site on Wednesday is done by Miss Sharon Tan. Is on site for 2 hours. Another on-site session I'm teaching is actually on Thursday, 6:15 to 8:15 p.m. And on Saturday, the first slot is already full, but there may be one vacancy because a child is actually transferring from the 9 a.m. class to the 11:20 a.m. class next week. So if you like to have this seat for this class, do contact me as soon as possible to lock in the only one seat left. For Saturday, I kept at 8 people per class due to the seating capacity, because on weekday, I have 10 pupils per class, as I can open up 2 classrooms to teach on the Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday only. So only on Thursday, By myself, I'm coaching up to 10 students. Currently, I have 6 students in this class. And also on Wednesday by Miss Sharon, currently there are 4 students in the class. So do take note of our coaching. We also offers chemistry at Sec 4 by Mr. Julian, and also Sec 3 pure physics by Dr. Clemente. Dr. Clemente, he was also my former student when I was the form teacher in Pei Hwa Presbyterian Primary School. So I'm very heartened to see my student has joined my profession as a professional science coach teaching pure physics in Sec 3 and Sec 4. So this is my credential. You can screenshot, as I was a science coordinator for Pei Hwa Presbyterian Primary School, and I was teaching there for 6 years. So I'm very thankful that I can share with you tonight about this very important training to gear up your child for the 2024 PSLE Science. I also welcome students in P5 and P4 because, in fact, primary 5 in terms of science content is more than P6. Why, you may ask? Because in P6, the children will learn the P6 topic from January to perhaps the mid of April or end of April. So it is about 4 months. But in P5, which is classified as upper primary, just like the P6, they learn the P5 science syllabus from January all the way to September, 9 months, or maybe 8.5 months. So the content is double. And also another important fact, as a PSLE science marker and also a PSLE science paper analyst, if you notice that actually the PSLE science paper, the content tested, 65% of the content are from primary 3 to primary 5. 65% of the content. So that's why if your child, although is P6, he may be weak in foundations in P4 or P5. So currently I have actually students who are P6 students, but they are joining my P5 classes, especially the Wednesday class. Because the Wednesday class, although it's a P5 class, but there's not many students in that class. So I arrange the weaker P6 student to join the Friday, sorry, not the Wednesday, the Friday P5 class at 3:15 p.m. So another reason that your child must join the science training at P4. Why, you may ask? Because many schools, they still practice internal streaming. What do I mean by internal streaming? Because many schools, they will total the science and marks, the mathematics, the science and math total score to stream the student to the better P5 class. So you'll see at the end of P4, students will be streamed to different P5 classes. So they will say in P5 for better or for worse for 2 years, P5 and P6. Therefore, it's very important to ensure your child get a good science coach, especially in P4, to secure the foundation so that your child can excel in P5 and P6. So once again, I'm Mr. Howard Yu. I'd like to warmly welcome every one of you to consider signing up your children with One Academy, our training in P3, P4, P5, and P6 science, and also in secondary 3, secondary 4, chemistry and physics. So once again, thank you very much for staying in tune. Do remember to visit my One Academy Science Howard YouTube channel, One Academy Science YouTube channel. So take care, stay safe, and God bless. Cheers. Bye.